Hey guys, Clumsy here. Welcome back after a long time to Clumsy Flying. Welcome back to Explain. It's been a while, guys. How is everyone doing? Thank you for joining. It's been a while. Also just came back from staycation. Thank you for the early birds. I see we have a couple of folks here. OMG. Thanks for joining, man. Appreciate the kind words and glad you are excited for the flight stream as well. Hey TJ, how are you, man? Namaste. Thank you guys for being here. Appreciate it. I did miss streaming and hanging out with you guys. Hey Patrick, 4 months. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Wow. Thanks to the resub. And Scotsman is here as well. New intro music, I don't like it. Let me catch up a bit. Yeah, Scotsman is always first. In his books at least. One sec, huh? Because I cannot see properly. I think I set that up the wrong way. So you'll have to give me a bit of leeway. There we go. Hey Jay, good morning. How are you guys doing? Hey Bri. Are you still all in quarantine? Still all in lockdowns? Here in Singapore we are. And so the staycation I just came out from literally stayed at home. Hey wise man, glad you made it. 24 months, Jay. Goodness. 2 years. Let's all give a great big GG to Jay. Thanks for 2 years of insanity, man. Hey, Watchdog City. Thanks for being here. And thanks for the kind words. Glad you're liking the vids on YouTube. Which series are you watching in particular? Yar, Jack, 25 months. Goodness. It's crazy today. Thank you guys for the warm welcome. I like those GG trains. Okay, I'm almost caught up. Till 11th of May, the French president talked on Monday. I see. In Singapore, it's temporarily 4th of May. But I have a feeling that will get extended because our numbers are climbing by the day. So the best we can do is stay home and stream and hang out together. You are liking ATS. Nice. Tomorrow we will probably be going into ETS 2. But maybe next week or maybe in a video. Yar to all. How was the farming stream, Jack? Sorry couldn't drop by. I was cramming on updating some of the plugins in Explain. How are my pigs doing? Probably not very good. So let's get into the sim. We are in Explain. We are in 11.50 Beta 3. Beta 4 has been released already for non-Steam users, but I have the Steam installation, so I don't have it, which might be a blessing in disguise because Beta 4 seems to be a bit unstable, couple of crashes, couple of incompatibilities, so I think it's better we stick with Beta 3 for now. But the beta adds the Vulkan migration from OpenGL. Now we are using Vulkan, so you see the ticked box here. Also, I just was scouring through the Explain forums a few minutes ago, and finally, super happy about this. Traffic Global, if you guys are using it, it is now compatible with Vulkan. So you see we have Traffic Global planes again. Now, if you just wait, it's not an official update yet. It's like a beta, right? So if you just are waiting for an email, you won't get it. What you'll have to do is go to the forums, the explain.org forums, under the Traffic Global forum support, and they released like a beta patch there to make it compatible with Vulkan. Just an unofficial patch because a lot of people have been waiting for it, including me. So I'm just happy that I chanced upon that thread, otherwise I wouldn't have known. And everything is silky smooth. We're getting 30 frames though. Very heavy frames here. We are in Osaka, in Japan, Kansai Airport. We actually landed here I think last year when we went to Osaka, and I remember this exact look. Oh, that's the long train, the long line. I think it was here where we landed. Runway 6, was it? 6, right? No, this is 24. I think we landed on the opposite side. But it was a nice view because this is like in the middle of nowhere, this airport, so it's like water all over. And it's a nice view on the approach here. This is 6 left, I think. Yes. I'll catch up with chat in a bit, guys, but you can imagine as you land through here, you get that nice view of the mountainside. And now with Vulkan, you also get some kind of reflections going. Now, admittedly, I don't have the highest settings because reflections are CPU bound, so I can't notch that up too much, but we do get some reflections here now, which is very nice. Perfect for those scenic shots. Could be a toenail indeed. Right. Checked out No Man's Land. Oh, you were in a different server. Nice. How was it? That was the like really back of the woods, how you call it, thing, right? Like you have to set your own fields or something. So many planes. Care of. Traffic global right here. If only this were true in real life, huh? In real life, the airports would probably be empty. You've been in Amsterdam so long. Yeah, I know, right? He never left. He only just got out today. Juggling 6 maps around, wise man. Wow, you are a busy guy. Hey, El Mundo. Hotas, welcome back. We are going from Osaka to Manila. So as always, I still have my Clumsy Pilot's Life career ongoing. Let me share that bit. I am still a junior first officer. No, actually, we are a first officer now, no longer junior, and we are on our way to becoming a senior first officer. Just a few more flights, I guess 10 or so. I've done a couple of flights the past few days. Not the best landings. I'm going to say it now. I absolutely suck at landings with the 737. No, actually, I suck at landings, period. Even more so now. So don't have enough practice. But we'll still do the best we can. I do want to fly. So this is the flight for today. From Kansai, Romeo, Juliet, Bravo, Bravo in Osaka to Naiya International Airport in Manila. Romeo, Papa, Lima, Lima. Why is that map shaking like that? That's weird. Out of Amsterdam, not in Rotterdam. Very long flight indeed. We might have to accelerate the time, otherwise we probably won't finish. But we'll see what we will need from there. Okay, but I wanted to take everyone with the entire workflow I do for this actual thing. So I wanted to take you guys with me for the entire thing. I don't have anything planned right now. Like they were starting cold and dark, no flight plan set up. So if you go back to the plane here. Oh, and by the way, I do have reshade enabled now. I think I put that. I think it's called Sim Reshade. I found a reshade preset. That should be in the plugins list. ! Mods should give you the link. That kind of change. Just a few effects in here, a little effect on the frame rate, but it removes that washed out feel, gives you that better lighting, and so I really like it. Alright, so yeah, cold and dark, nothing happening, we don't even have ground power yet, so let's do just that. And before we proceed with anything else, let's go ahead and get our SimBrief flight plan set up. So what I usually do, select the aircraft. We're flying with the 737 today because the A321 and the A319 from tow list, they're not compatible with Vulkan yet. There are workarounds. I tried the workaround, but they're not working for me. So we're sticking with the 737-800. Now this is fictional, as you can see. Philippine Airlines doesn't really have any 737s. At least not anymore. So we'll have to play with our imagination a bit. That's 1400 miles more or less, probably more, because the 1400 miles is just a straight path and we never just fly a straight path. Call sign would be Philippine 411. Let's do a dispatch here. One sec, huh? Get back to you guys in a bit. Just getting ready the flight plan. So when you click that sim brief dispatch, it pops up a browser, leads you here. Let's log in here. Airbus A380. I think there is, but it is not decent. That's why I haven't tried it. Unfortunately, there are quite a limited number of airliners that are very good, very nicely done. So I'm holding off on it for now. I think I will wait for, I don't know, maybe Flight Sim 2020 for the other planes. So I do want to fly the 747, the A380, the A350, the A330. So far, I'm still waiting for good ones. You've ordered the Cytec side panel. Nice. FS 2020 is still in progress. Yeah, there have been updates, but no clear path when it will be released yet. Glad to hear it, OM. You are more than welcome in this community. Glitch in the Matrix. Oh no. We are nice guys. That's what we'd like you to believe. So everything is pre-filled out. That's amazing. So a pilot's life, once you click that button, a browser opens. And everything, the airline, flight number, departure, arrival, what kind of plane it will be, the airframe is filled out. And then SimBrief takes care of getting the recent weather from the departure and arrival airports and assigns the runway accordingly. And then gets you into a route right here. So we're just going to follow that and we'll see how it looks later. Okay, so I'll generate that flight plan. What's been going on in the trucking world? ETS2 1.37 is now in open beta. Although I did go back to 1.36 because the sounds are not yet in a very good shape. Thankfully, we have Pro Modes 2.45 now. So in Manila, the altitude is 75 feet. I have to remember that later for when setting up the plane. Right. Let's view the PDF here. And I can download this actually, so that we can see the entire chart in the flight, in the plane. Nothing at all. Yeah, new pro mods, new trucks. I am planning out on testing a new truck tomorrow. I have high hopes for it. A new modded truck. It's not a new truck, it's a new mod. So I'm hoping it works. We'll see. Looks like we have a step climb here. Through flight level 320 initially, and then we climb to flight 340 upon reaching Bisig waypoint. We will see how that goes later. Okay, let's save that. Let's download that to charts. I think that should work. And that might be good enough for there. The highest you could go on X-Plane. I think you can go to outer space. Let's try it out. No, actually, I think you can do something like this. And if you zoom out and accelerate it, you can go and just boom, just see the world from there. See? Maybe we can see the moon later on. So you can go quite far. But the clouds only render for so far though. So yeah, that's how the airport looks like. And that's where you ride the train getting into the city. So that must be Osaka, I imagine. Not sure where we landed in real life when we went here. But it does look very accurate. And this is like default X-Plane airport. I didn't download any plugins. Cool. Microsoft Flight 2020. Well, that's not released yet unless you're an alpha tester. Great Easter. Yes, Scotsman. Staycation. Playing Animal Crossing the entire day. With Mrs. Clumsy. Love it. Train? Oh yeah. The magic words for Scotsman. Anyway, where were we? So we had the flight plan set up. Now what I try to do is, next up, I try to go and set up, copy the entire route here. Go to ATC flight plan. So this is the workflow of what I do when I'm getting the flight ready. I open Pilot to ATC. This is my ATC, offline ATC software. You can import a flight path from SimBrief using that one. That button right there. Just paste the entire thing. Remove the runways. And once you import that, I'll copy this entire bit. Import that. That gets into an entirely complete flight plan right there. We connect. We update our call sign. Philippine 411. Philippine 411. And then it says here, ground speed will be 463. Around that point. And cruising altitude will be initially 320. Now we do have a step climb to 340 later, but initially we'll be requesting only 320. So we validate that and we file it. And usually the SIDs and stars, the approaches will be a bit different versus what SimBrief is using. But that's fine, that's perfectly normal and like very realistic that ATC would assign you something different. In this case though, so we are going with Helen 1 SID. It's the same one that SimBrief assigned us. But and different arrival. Polio 7 Romeo is the one that SimBrief assigned. We are doing the Poly 3 Romeo. Polio 3 Romeo. So 7 Romeo versus 3 Romeo. But it's going to be the same runway, landing at runway 06 ILS approach. Looking good. Next, I enter all those things in the Active Sky XP. Yes, you can see that's why we need multiple monitors here for X-Plane. Lots of third-party applications. So flight level would be 340. 34,000 would be the final. This is a very simplistic flight planning system. I'm not even sure why I need to put it in Active Sky, but I'm just doing it for the sake of safety. And from here we can get the departure and destination weather, the ATIS, the METAR, I think, more accurately, right? Let me get back to chat in a bit, guys. One sec. Whatever happened to November 461 Kilo Tango? Still there. I was actually flying the other day with it. The TBM 900, very nice in Vulkan, very smooth. You are an alpha tester. Ooh, cool. Trying to undervolt your laptop. Yikes. Yeah, that's tricky. Hey, Alex. Glad you made it, man. Clumsy GG. Were you farming with Jack? How was No Man's Land? Bad Penny, bye. Oh, Fred with an emergency. I hope he's doing okay. No worries, man. No worries at all. Hey Sounder, good morning. How are you doing? Alright, now that we have the flight plan set up, let's load up the chart here. That should be somewhere up one directory and then go back. That should refresh. That's the one we're looking for. Perfect. Yeah. So what I like to do is go to the weights first. Let's make sure not to load the different one. Okay, that's the one we want. Next page only. These are the weights. So we go with 15.8 tons. I'd like to do that as soon as possible because the refueling takes a while. And I just followed what's in the flight plan. Normally, I think real pilots would give a bit of allowance depending on the situation. But I don't have enough knowledge on that, so I'm just going to follow the plan exactly. And we go to fuel. That's the wrong click. It's a bit hard to click it. That one. Let's call the fuel truck, and that will start the refueling process. You can see it climbing up bit by bit, and the fuel truck is actually there. This is actually pretty cool. This was added a couple of versions ago. Hear the sounds of the refueling, even have the guy here. Pretty nice. The Zeebo is really an amazing plane, and it's all free. Looking good. Alright, in terms of the payload, we have 17.5. Now this doesn't really match 1:1. I have to like put in an offset of like 1.3 tons or something. So I'm going to put in, I don't know, 16.2. The goal is to have a takeoff weight of 74.8. So let's put in, I don't know, 16.2 tons in here. There are actually multiple configuration options as well in here. Layout passengers. And now I forgot what payload I had to put in. 16.2 I think it was, right? 16.2 tons. Let's see. Takeoff weight 74.8. What did the chart say? 74.8. That's close enough. Yes. That's close enough for me. So we can go with that. Alright. Getting back to you guys now. Sorry, I keep spacing out because there are lots of details in the beginning. But when we get to the cruise, then I'll have nothing else to do here and I can spend more time in chat. Anyway, let's go and start this plane up. Battery, ground power.
Information Quebec. 0-100 Zulu weather. Wind light and variable. Visibility more than 10.
Turn that off.
Sky clear. Temperature 14. 2.10.
We are hitting the 80s for Kansai.
UNH 1016.
1016.
Arriving runway 06 right, 06 left. Departing runway 06 right, 06 left.
Okay, 06 right, 06
Advise
left.
on initial contact you have Quebec.
We have Quebec, alright. That sounds good. Let's switch the frequency. That should be ground right there. I actually have the co-pilot taking care of this radio, so he'll switch frequencies as needed, respond to ATC as needed, so we have less of a workload. Let's outsource this properly. Increasing the brightness, hydraulic pumps enabled so that the pilot monitoring can go around and check the exterior. Steady lights on when GPU is enabled. Emergency lights are armed. Fasten seatbelt signs, we cannot enable that yet, I don't think, because the fuel is not yet finished. I remember in real life when we are boarding a plane and when still in the process of refueling, there would be a completely different notice that they would say, please do not fasten your seatbelt set because we are refueling. I guess that's in case of emergency and you have to evacuate so you can leave faster. Right? That looks good right there. Did we miss anything? We will know later. But for now, let's go ahead and align the IRS. It should take 7 minutes. Flaps are all good. Takeoff warning sign. Takeoff horn is there. That would sound whenever you have incomplete takeoff setup. Let's go ahead and bring the panels a bit lighted up. Also on this side. Furnace emergency. Glad to hear it's nothing serious. Thanks. Yikes. That's always scary. PSOD. We also have the ACARS here. ACARS is something you can use to get the 80s as well. I think when you're airborne, that will become a lot more useful. I haven't tried it here yet though. Maybe we can try here. How do we get back there though? Menu, ACARS, 80s request to... I guess it doesn't make sense to request the 80s when you're on the ground, but just test it. What is that? VHF in progress. 0:31, so it tells you when you sent the request, and then you got the ATIS a few seconds after. That's the one right there. Is it consistent? The metar ATIS, yes, it actually is. Yeah, looks good. So I think it synchronizes with what the sim has, what the sim is using. Alright, let's set up the FMC. 737-800, we have an updated nav data. Position Romeo Juliet Bravo Bravo Kansai. Let's go and get the GPS coordinates, paste that in here for the IRS position. Origin will be Kansai to Romeo Papa Lima Lima, Naiya International Airport in Manila. Departure would be 06 left via the Helen 1 departure. Transition to Maiko. Nothing. Yikes. No, unfortunately not. I'll be going with the usual stream schedule. One sec, huh? Let me see. In our charts, if you look at the route, it should be Maiko. So if we look at the chart, let's open up the airport here. Antarctica for only special occasion. Maybe one of our airlines will take us there eventually in Pilot's Life. I don't know. No idea. Departure would be Helen 1. Helen 1 RNAV departure, that's the one. So I guess this doesn't involve any viewers. We're the animals. We are the animal. Yeah, Animal Crossing actually looks very realistic, huh? Very nice. Let's go and zoom in a bit here. Lots of text. Alright, so where are we? Here is where we are starting off. 06 left is this one. At 500 feet, we turn left to 295. Track 295 to Helen. And then Maiko. Okay, so I don't think we are going to pick any of the other transitions, because the options are Chizu, Habar, KTE, Oye. KTE, that's the one. Kagawa. Oye, that's one. Kibi. We don't really pick that. We are just interested with the up to Maiko. Departure up to Maiko. Okay, so that looks good. So if we go back to the route and we go to the next page, then that should lead us to Maiko right here. And I think what's easier, instead of switching back and forth, is just I do this. Oh no, but when I click it, it will not appear. So instead, what I can do is open the AV tab, toggle tablet right here. That's the one. And then I can probably how do you open it again? It's been a while since I opened it this way. There we go. Charts. Alright. You can see even the paper is shining because of reshade. Yeah, there's a bit of like flare there. A little bit of glow. Not very realistic, but for all the other cases it does work. So Yankee 34 to Sukmo. One sec guys, get back to you. Just plugging these in. Yankee 50 airway to Donkey. Yankee 75 to Oscar November Charlie. Yankee 579 to Sakon. Wow, this is a long trip. Alpha 582 to Kandu. And then direct to Polio. And from there, we join the arrival, but instead of following this Polio 7 Romeo, Pilot to ATC gave us Polio 3 Romeo, so we approach via ILS runway 06. Direct, so not using the MIA transition, but we are joining the Polio 3 Romeo. Polio 3 Romeo instead of 7. Not actually sure what the difference is, but looks good. No discontinuations. Perfect. Alright, activate, execute. Goody good. Perf in it. Alright, getting back in a bit. Yeah, flying takes a lot of preps with an airliner. Hey Bluebird! Welcome to the stream. How are you guys? 59.3, so we just plug that in. Reserves 3.8, around 3.9 tons of fuel. Cost index would be 80. Wow, flying very fast today. The higher that is, the more fuel you burn, the faster you go normally. Flight level 320 initially, and then if I go to the flight log here, top of climb, the winds would be 279 at 40. ISA deviation would be, where are we? Here, -2. Looks good. Transition altitude is 14,000. That's a bit of a different number that I'm used to. But it's the cool thing. Since being virtually employed by Philippine Airlines, I've had the chance to go to different countries, different procedures, different transition altitudes, just different experience along with the different sceneries. Quite nice. Okay, so we stick that there, but we have to do something else. Legs, route data. Go and check this out. So currently the wind that's plugged in here is the top of climb, but what we should actually do for a more proper estimate by the plane is plug in the average wind right here, 262 at 67 knots. Execute, and let me also put in a fix here, runway 06. So we are going to be eventually flying at flight level 340. So the top of descent would be roughly 34 times 3 would be 90. 34 times 3, guys. Oh no, 102 or something. Let's say 102 miles away would be our high level, our estimate top of descent. That will give us a fix so that I know that that should be the range at where we descend to, where we start descending. Okay, I think that is looking good now. Good. Alright, so that's done. Looks like the iris has been aligned as well. Looking great there. So now we can start setting up the stuff here. Let's go and start the flight leg. Get our passengers boarded. Yaw damper on. Fuel pumps on, and let me double check. We do have fuel in the center tank, so we also enabled fuel pumps there. Crossfeed check. Dim, bright, off. Good. Now we can turn on the fasten seatbelt signs, I assume, because the fueling is done. Not yet. Wow, that's taking very long. See, that's the first thing I always do. Now you can change that in settings, make it fast, but I want it to be as realistic as possible. So we'll hold off on that. Let's make sure not to forget the window heat, otherwise we'll get a grayed out windshield. We'll grayed out windows later on. Looking good here. Trim air is on. Set that to A, T, and O for the most usually optimal cooling experience. That's just something the pilot said. Max to auto. Flight level would be, I think I'm going to put here the final cruising altitude, 340. And landing altitude, you remember what I looked at earlier? I think it was 77 feet in NAIA. So I'm going to set here 100. With that, wheel well lights can be off. Let's assume that the pilot monitoring has finished the walk around. And now we can go here, enable the flight director. Heading would be, yikes, I think it's 059. But let me double check with the chart. Still not done with the stuff here. Alright. So 06 left would have a heading of 058 actually, right? 058 it is. So we set 058 here. Looking good there. Altitude would be, I have no idea. Let's have a look at the chart. 2,500 Maiko. 24 left, 24 right. No, I think that 8,000 is only for if you're departing by runway 24 left or right. Let's read it. Let's be technical about this. So let's see. 06 left. Climb on heading 058 at or above 500. Turn left direct to Helen to Maiko. Okay, yeah. It's pretty basic. So no VOR or anything like that. But I'm going to track it anyway. I believe that, yeah, in Kansai the VOR is 111.8, just so we have a fallback. So VOR is 111.8. There you go. So we should see Kansai being tracked on both KNE, DME 1.2, and we have the frequency set up. Looks good. Alright. When is Ramadan starting? Hey, Mr. Approach. I'm trying to at least, but I do forget a lot of stuff. It's very hard. So we set here temporary altitude with 100 just to indicate that we don't have clearance yet. And then we set RTO, fuel flow reset. We check the oil pressure. It's around the 2,800 range. That looks good. And after that, I have forgotten what I need to do. No, we can set this up. FMC. We assume that the passengers have finished loading. We'll get the official load sheet or whatever you call it. And let's assume that this is indeed the final weight that we have. So the pilot monitoring would monitor with the review, would confirm that everything is good, and it would execute that plan. Alright, so now I will need another tool, airplane toolbox, for the takeoff calculations. I'm not sure if this is the most accurate one, but I'm using it and it hasn't failed me yet. So I'm going to stick with that. Alright, so ICAO is Romeo Juliet Bravo Bravo. 06 left, let's put that in feet. Takeoff weight is 75,100. And then let's get the weather. For some reason, NOAA is not reachable, so I'm using VATSIM usually, which is pretty accurate with what Active Sky is giving me. More or less, yeah, more or less. CAVOK, compute that one. So we get the takeoff calculations right here. I'm then just going to copy it over. And one limit, selected temperature would be 61 degrees. Yikes. Actually, the FMC only accepts up to 60, I think. So that will derate the engine. Because we have a long runway, we don't need to go full power. We can go a bit lower and we can still take off safely. Derate thrust to 22k. Takeoff would be 5-degree flaps. CG would be 6.75 trim. And the takeoff speeds, V speeds would be 153 V1. Same goes for VR and V2. Is it? Yes. And we set that here in the IAS as well. And then we set the trim for 6.7. Did it say 6.75? Wow, that's a very sharp trim. Not that one. Wrong key. So I'm assuming that's 6. That's probably around 6.75. It's very rudimentary. Alright, looks good. Okay. Looking good there. Everything seems to be working fine. 24th May. Ah, I see. Nice. Batsim lags in about an hour, otherwise it's same data. Ah, good to hear. Okay, thank you. The other day we had pretty strong winds here in Kansai. I did the worst landing ever. I survived. Landing gear remained intact, but it was pretty embarrassing. Glad I was not recording that one. But then again, I'm streaming right now, so we'll see how it turns out. Okay, so we are pushing back, facing most probably the west. In my simple mind, we should be facing to the right. So let me get the pushback ready.
Hey Captain, let me know where you want this thing.
Should be somewhere here, I guess.
Great news, Captain. Your tow's coming.
Let me check if the frequency we have is correct. Should be a clearance delivery here, that one. 1 to 1.9. We are actually tuned into a different one. Interesting. Okay, let me tune that in manually. 1 to 1.9. Let me see if this is recognized by Explain. 1 to 1. It is. Okay, cool. 99.9%. Well, I know most of the stuff, but I admittedly am very bad at the actual flying. So that's a completely different equation. Start the AP.
Alright, looks like the doors and hatches are closed and we're ready to connect.
Looking great. Let's go and have our pilot monitoring do the clearance request.
Philippine 411 ready to copy IFR clearance.
Philippine 411 is cleared to Romeo Papa Lima Lima, fly the HELEN1 departure, with the Mako transition, then as filed. Expect departure runway 06 left. Climb to 4,000 feet via the departure.
Wow, exactly right.
Expect higher clearances 2 minutes after departure. Departure on 120.4 squawk
Welcome aboard,
4130.
Captain. Tow's connected.
I didn't hear
inserted.
411
Go
is
the parking
cleared to
brake when you're ready to
Romeo
go.
Papa Lima Lima.
I didn't hear
Fly
because
the
of this guy.
Helen 1 departure, with the Mako transition, then as filed. Climb to
That's our
4,000
guy
feet
reading
via
back.
the departure. Expect higher clearances 2 minutes after departure. Departure on 120.4 squawk 4130.
4130.
Philippine 411 read back correct. QNH is 1016 contact ground on 121.6 when ready for pushback. Enjoy your morning.
QNH is 1016 ground on 121.6 Philippine 411.
APU is on. Normally we would set the timer 1 minute, then we turn on the APU bleed, so let's try to mimic that. And we do have connection to ground. Yeah, you can see that our pilot monitoring guy here has automatically switched the frequency already. Yikes, that was a long link. Thank you, Nightbot. Won't bust flap speeds at least. Yeah, that at least I can do, I think. But the landing itself, no promises, unfortunately. Okay, so what do we do from now? Maybe I can speak. Oh crap, I don't think I even have a push to talk key. Yeah. Ground Philippine 411. Ready for pushback and engine start. It didn't even recognize my voice. My goodness. Okay, let's let him take care of all the stuff here then. Philippine 411 ready for pushback and engine start. It's not getting recognized. Yeah. Okay, fine. Let's let him do that thing.
Philippine 411 ready
I have
for
to check
pushback
that.
and engine start.
Yikes. Timer is more than enough.
Philippine 411 pushback and
You
engine
can
start
start.
approved.
Pushback and engine start approved Philippine 411.
Disconnect the GPU and we still have power. Nice, anti-collision lights are on. I should actually have raised the air stairs. Yikes. That's fine.
Boarding is now complete. Flight attendants prepare the cabins.
Here comes the pushback. Light them up.
Looking good.
Good eye 68, taxi via Kilo, Echo 5, Echo 5 Gateway.
Thanks Turbo.
Echo 5 gateways. Good eye.
A plain joke. Let me see. Doesn't seem like it. Alright. Let's go and turn off the packs. Duct pressure rising. Let's go and start engine 2. Monitor N2 is rising. Starter valve is open. You can hear the engine spooling up. Oil pressure rising. 20 N2. Fuel to idle. Beautiful. And I guess I can start using track IR now. Starter cutoff. Engine 2 is good. Start engine 1. Man, I'm loving Vulkan. Even though we're getting 30 FPS here, the stutters are virtually gone. It's not without fault, but more or less works great. There is still, I should point this out, there's still something that's not working in Traffic Global, and that's the TCAS system. So I had to remove the planes, the AI planes, because we won't see anything on TCAS, we won't see anything on here. It's still not working because of the incompatibility with Vulkan. We have 2 good engines, we can turn off that display.
Just about done here. Go ahead and set your parking brake.
Sure thing.
And we're disconnecting the tow. Give me just a moment.
Engines, engine bus, continuous. Probe heats are on. I hope I didn't forget anything. The facet seatbelt signs should have gone on a while ago. Now it can. Packs can go on again. Isolation valve to auto. APU bleed is off. And we are good to go. Take off flaps set. And let's test the flight controls. Up, down, left, right. We'll switch. We'll test the rudder later.
And we're disconnected. Signal and pin on the left. Take it easy and have a safe flight.
Thank you. We are facing the right way. Now, one thing that's not always consistent, sometimes the taxiways that Pilot to ATC is seeing is different from the ones that is in the sim. So maybe the taxiway indications will not be always the same. Bypass pin. There's our guy. Alright, good. Let's go ahead and request taxi instructions.
Philippine 411 ready to taxi.
Philippine 411 taxi to runway 06 left.
Taxi to runway 06 left Philippine 411.
Well, that was very up to you-ish. Like, I was expecting Whiskey 8 Yankee. Yeah, Whiskey 8 Yankee, Bravo 14. Let's follow that, okay? Very detailed. Up to you. I trust you. Lights are off. Parking brake is off. Test the brakes. Chimes. Let the cabin crew know that we are starting to move. Movement on lower ECAS during flight controls, check. Oh, where is that? In here? I don't see them doing that, but that might make sense. Oh, that one you mean. Actually, that's a good point. I never did that. When I watched Flight Deck to Sim, he didn't do that either, but that seems to make sense. I actually like that approach. Thanks to the input. Let's go and enable auto throttle, LNAV, weather radar, and airport. I actually almost never use that panel with the oil pressure, the brake temperature, and the flight controls. I didn't even know that the 737 had that like digital, like in the Airbus, where it registers your flight controls there. That's super cool. Thanks for letting me know about that. Not as many planes as I would have expected. Whiskey 8 Yankee is the next one. By the way, I'm using my Hotas right now. I'm not using my yoke anymore. I don't know, I've recently gotten an absolutely... like, I started hating my yoke. Because it felt like I could never fly level with a yoke. It never resets to center. And so it's so hard to trim properly. Maybe it's just me making excuses, but I find it that I can level off a little bit easier with this stick. Maybe I need a better yoke. Maybe that's it. We are on Yankee? Yes, we are. Center line should be somewhere here. Line up the center with a fire warning. And that should land us in the middle, right there. That's my approach. It's an airline option IRL. Could be. I do like that approach though. I think I'll start using it next time. If I remember. Let me double check. Okay. Pilot's life is registering. And I think I'm speeding here. Mr. Approach, would you know what the speed limit is when taxiing? I never got a definitive answer there. I think it's 25 or 30 knots. Not sure. Hey RG, welcome to the stream. We are going to Manila. We are flying off from Osaka, Japan. So Japan to the Philippines. Yeah, what OM said. It's a very long taxi, and I'm actually surprised we're not seeing any planes here taxiing. Normally we would see a lot. There are a couple of guys airborne, looks like. There's Air France right there, I think on an approach to runway 06 right. But it's really nice to see Traffic Global working again for Vulkan. I missed it for so long. But yeah, once you go to Vulkan, it's hard to go back to OpenGL. So I'm sacrificing flying the TOLIS, not flying the TOLIS, so I could have the Vulkan benefits. 10 knots in turns. Oh, nice. Yeah, I've heard some people saying 25, some 30. Maybe it depends on the airport, on the country. Okay, looks like the next exit is us. Be part of the gang. Get your Clumsy shirts. Sparsely populated.
Philippine 411 contact tower on 118.05. Have a good morning.
Tower on 118.05 Philippine 411.
20 knots max. That's sensible. Alright. Hold short there. Let's go and say we are ready for departure. Runway 06 left.
Tower Philippine 411 ready for departure runway 06 left.
Philippine 411 winds are light and variable, cleared for takeoff, runway 06 left.
Nice.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 06
can
left
only-
Philippine 411.
Reach through the buttons there. It's so hard. Get the strobe in steady. Alright, let's go and take the TCAS and the timer. It's so hard to flick things. iPhone 11 Max broke. Getting a CG phone case. Oh, great. Let me know what you get, what you decide on getting. What are the wins? I like looking at the progress screen because it gives me the actual wind, the current wind setting. Is this the right way to turn? I think so. Right there. It's not bad at all. So the winds are 027 at 3 knots. Oh, that's almost nothing. Good. Looks epic. Can you guys still see me? One sec, huh? I know we should be taking off ASAP, but stream problems because my browser just crashed, so I can't see my own stream. Let me know if you can still hear me. Stream preview. Okay, it looks like it's working. CG shirt too. I'll be waiting for it. It is epic. Alright, let's do this. Now with the Airbus, we usually go stick forward like this initially. I'm not sure if you do the same thing in the 737. Alright, but I'm sure. Set thrust to 40%. And once that's reached, stable, push toga. And here we go, guys. Let me try and make center line here. Yeah, the winds are calm. I hardly need to put in any rudder control. 80 knots, I guess that would be the signal that we can let go from the push forward. Looking good. V1, rotate. Oh yeah, that's heavy. That is heavy.
Positive brake.
Positive brake, clear up. Let's hand fly this thing for a bit. Let's increase speeds to
400.
10 knots. At 500 knots, 500 feet rather, we will need to turn left. Zoom in a bit. Sorry guys, I'll get back to chat in a bit. But first, let's take a picture. Let's take a photo. I'm not ready. Too late. Don't worry, I'll pause so you can catch up. Not too shabby. I have a new photo taking thing as well. There you go. On-screen chat is frozen. Yikes. Really? Okay, one sec. Let me try that one. Is it? I'm not sure what I can do. Load it up. Toenail. Hey Job. Welcome to the stream. Let me turn that off initially. Let's fix that later after we're on cruise. Okay? Looking good. Let's unpause and continue flying. Still hand flying at the
1000.
moment. I thought we should be turning left. Start flaps up. Maybe I misunderstood it. Something is different. I think. One sec. I think this might be related to the latest update in Zeebo. There is something I read in the changelog that said, and why is this not moving anymore? Like the flight director is based on the runway heading and not on the LNAV. Thumbnail to be phenomenal. I would like to, but I would like the flight director to work first and foremost. So I'm not sure how to set that up now. We are in LNAV. It looks to be okay here. But yeah, seems like it's not working properly. Flaps up. Maybe there's something wrong with the
Philippine
flight director.
411 climb and maintain 12,000 feet. Contact Kansai departure on 120.65. Enjoy.
We've been
Climb
given
and
clearance
maintain
to
12,000 feet. Departure on 120.65 Philippine 411.
So I'm not sure why the flight director is a
Departure
bit weird.
Philippine 411 climbing to 12,000 feet.
But now it seems to be working.
Philippine 411, good morning. Radar contact.
LNAV, please.
Philippine 411, you are off course. Turn left heading 305 to return to course.
Heading 305 Philippine
I don't get it.
411.
I'll have to double check that. Something seems to have changed with the latest patch, or that, or I forgot something. But let me trim here, and then we'll command A, and then we'll try and figure it out. We are going to Manila, if we can make it, that is. That's fine. Right, let's go and set up after takeoff checks. Pressure is climbing bit by bit there. That's very weird. Also, even the EFB seems to have frozen. Okay, let's go and check this. Config. No. Configure. Realism. Let's look for that new thing, because this is the first time I'm flying with this version. I think it's 0.16. Take off. FD heading select. It says no. So that, I'm not sure. I'll have to look at the reports if there are some people reporting the same thing there. Command B for... Actually, I'm not sure when you would use that. I just got used to always engaging Command A. Would it have any difference? Like, I've never seen anyone enable Command B, but maybe they've always been flying on the pilot side. Let's have a look here where this guy is wanting us to go. Not very exact where we're going. Right AP for the right instruments. So I should be hitting the right AP. That's something you learned. Thanks. Tomorrow, yes, tomorrow we'll be trucking. Oh, there's another airport there. Where did we come from? I think we came from there actually, and this is a different one.
Philippine 411 contact Tokyo Center on 124.9 or 5. Enjoy your morning.
Center on 124.9 or 5. Take care Philippine 411.
10,000 feet.
Center Philippine 411 climbing to 12,000 feet.
Philippine 411 good morning. Radar contact.
We are way off course.
Philippine 411 you are off course. Turn left heading 276 to return to course.
There you go.
Heading 276 Philippine 411.
Philippine
Sure thing,
411 climb and maintain flight level 200.
Climb and maintain flight level 200 Philippine 411.
Yep. It's a bit strange. What was the thing again? The transition altitude? 14,000 if I remember correctly. Yeah, we're still good. Very weird. Now I don't have ortho photos here unfortunately, but still, not bad. Strange though, I'm not getting very nice frame rates. Because my system isn't taxing, I'm only at 48% GPU load. Interesting. There you go, switch to standard. Wow, we are getting far away there. Let's just assume that there are lots of planes in the sky and the ATC is rerouting us. So we are a bit off track at the moment. Not helping our timing. But that's fine. We'll find a way. Is this out of the box Zibo cockpit? This is Zibo with the real PFD for the better colors there. I think this is more accurate because the default Zibo colors
Philippine
have that darker
411
hue.
you are off course. Turn left heading 230 to return to course.
Heading 230 Philippine 411.
There you go. That's more like it. That has a more of an intercept on where we are planning to go. Now the interesting here is when we get to somewhere where we can resume our navigation, we'll go direct somewhere and we'll see if the FMC, the autopilot will know to follow it or if it will still follow the heading. So that looked very strange a while ago during takeoff. Double check pressure. Yeah, pressure is climbing. Cabin altitude is staying intact, looking good. Now let me double check our flight plan here. I can close that now. Where are we? Maiko. And then we go to Wendy, I think. Should be Maiko, Wendy, Glory, Tanta. Maiko, Wendy.
Philippine 411 climb and maintain flight level 280.
Climb and maintain flight level 280 Philippine 411.
Just quick. Right, we can close that now. Should be fine. There is also a relatively new feature in the Zibo where you can save your flight. I'll be doing this later for sure during our approach, so in case I mess up the landing, I can have multiple tries at it until I get it right. That's a new guy, Unsafe 05 in the credits. I think he's a real life pilot, that one. That's something I noticed in the credits just now. Let's go and check the charts. We should be climbing to flight level 340 at Bisig. So Bisig is, wow, that's very far away from here. So after we cross Bisig, we'll request ATC to climb to flight level 340. And we'll see if they will accept it.
Philippine 411 contact Tokyo Center on 133.5. Have a good one.
Center on 133.5 Philippine 411.
Oh no, ooh, G-Force driver available.
Center Philippine 411 climbing to flight level 280. Philippine 411 good morning. Radar contact.
There we go, frame rate is getting much better. I think things are starting to calm down. But yeah, that's what I love about it. Even though the frame rate is really falling at times, don't even notice it because everything is still smooth. You know, no stutters. The frame rate was falling in a uniform pattern, but there were no stutters that were like destroying the immersion. Very nice. Simulator Geeks. Welcome back, Wise Man. How's your laptop? Alright guys, I have a bit more time now. Sorry for the lack of interaction a while ago. Lots of things to do initially. But now I'm a bit more free. So, what have you guys been doing? How was your Easter? Me and Mrs. Clumsy have been playing Animal Crossing non-stop. Absolutely loving it. Complete contrast from what you're seeing right now. Animal Crossing is like the epitome of cuteness and cartoonishness, but absolutely love it. It's so good vibes, you know. When you've had a bad day, when you're not feeling in the mood, just play it and make you happy, give you a smile to your face. The fans have calmed down, that's good. Using reserve fuel. That's not really true. Didn't we say something about performance? So we said our reserves were 3.9 and we're still at like what? 6, 9, 12, 13, 14 tons? That's a bug definitely. Okay, looks like this is an unstable release. I shouldn't have downloaded it. That's the problem with Zeebo releases. It's only for the hardcore guys and I don't think I can be considered hardcore enough for that. Did you check distance to destination for the manually entered route? What do you mean? Maybe I missed something? But it looks good here. We should have 3.6 tons when we get to Manila. That is a bit below our reserve fuel, but I'm guessing that will still change once we get to cruise. So the distance is 1600. Let's compare that with the plan here. The ground distance is 1579. Yeah, that's good there. So I think you'll use reserve fuel. Maybe because I'm still using heading select. Might be, huh? Ah, yeah, could be. Because it's still using Helen as the next path there. So if we plug in buggy, maybe, then maybe that will be more accurate. Something like that. Hey Alex, thanks for 32 months, man.
Philippine 411 climb and maintain flight level 320.
Well, thanks for remembering.
Climb and maintain flight level 320 Philippine 411.
Appreciate that. How did you spend your Easter? What the heck is that? Bunny ears? Speaking of Easter. Nice. Not too shabby for default X-plane textures, right? Without reshade, it will look a bit more washed out. With reshade, a bit better. Loving those clouds. Actually, I don't even remember what exact clouds I'm using. It's a bit of a mishmash with all different plugins. It's not Active Sky. I think these are clouds from Vivid Sky. Also, wow, cost index of 80. We're almost near the... what do you call that? VMO or something? Almost near the unsafe speeds. Good.
Philippine 411 resume navigation.
Resume navigation?
Resume navigation Philippine 411.
Will do, LNAV. Okay, looks like it's following it now. Thank goodness. So I'm not sure what I did a while ago. MMO. Because it's Mac, is it? 0.79 Mac. So when it's not VMO? Ah, good cat. Okay, good. Thank you. I'm learning a lot here. Easter spent doing nothing but staying home. Exactly. I'm really liking it though. So as you guys know, I had staycation a couple of days back. Sorry for the lack of videos, but I really need to recharge. And okay, at 30,000 feet we go. Bank angle to 10 degrees. I think I can turn off track IR so you guys won't get dizzy. It is following that. That's good. Okay, good there. Alright. So yeah, staycation is what we did.
That was gonna go.
Literally stayed at home. But we were not bored, thankfully. Lots of things to do. The Switch I ordered arrived just in time. So our anniversary was Sunday. And it arrived Saturday. I ordered it like... can't remember, Tuesday I think or something like that. But just perfect timing. And what's nice about being on a staycation is we have like all the excuse of spending. Like whatever food we wanted we could order, even the more expensive ones that we normally wouldn't. We can keep air conditioning on the entire day. You know, things like that. Simple things, but you don't normally do them. But because it's like a vacation technically, you can spend like you're on a vacation. So ordered as much as we wanted. And at the end, when I was doing my computation for the finances, the things we spent is not even like, it's even less than a night in a hotel. So if we did a real staycation, stay at a hotel here in Singapore, where hotels are very expensive, everything we spent the past couple of days, well, not including the Switch, but all the food that we've spent, it's not even amounting to one night in a hotel. So it's like, wow, is this worth it? So yeah, very relaxing, and I think it's a welcome change. The textures have clouds. Those ones, no, those are not clouds. Those are just, I don't know what you call them, patches. But yeah, these are not orthophotos. Zero chocolate. I don't like it. What did you have instead? Man, I'm loving those clouds. When we get to the water later, it will look even more amazing. because we will be able to see reflections of the clouds on the water. Also from here I think we can speed up a little, because otherwise if we look at the timing here, we'll be arriving at 0453 Zulu. If we put that here, wow, really? So that should, wow, that's going to take a long time. 3 hours to go, guys. and I am not patient like that, so we'll have to speed it up. We'll go maybe 4 times the speed. So the timing will not be accurate, the fuel burn will not be super accurate, I guess. But I can live with a bit of inaccuracy. I will not wait 3 hours sitting in here. I don't know how others do it, but I find it really hard.
Philippine 411 contact Tokyo Center on 132.5. Have a good morning. Center on 132.5 Philippine 411.
Went to the store and bit all the ears off the chocolate bunnies.
Center
That's one way
Philippine
to spend
411 at flight level 320. Philippine 411 good morning. Radar contact.
Oh, he does a lot of GTA 5 vids. And at 4 times ground speed, I think it's not a problem for the plane to do subtle banks left and right. Because if you put it like times 16 ground speed, the plane will be all over the place. Will not be able to match the the proper track and stuff. At 4 times, it can still handle all that thing, all those things. Rather much spend money on food than vacation. Love food. That's great. Yeah, I love food as well. Love eating different kinds. Nothing too wild though, but I love the different kinds of curries. Let's go and get a different view. Beautiful clouds right there. Goodness. Yeah, the clouds are not bad actually. Especially when you're far from them like this, they look very real. Without reshade, everything just feels a bit more washed out. With reshade, much more dramatic and realistic actually. And there you can see the water. You can start seeing the reflections of the clouds on the water. Very nice, right? Very subtle. Nothing too extravagant, but it's nice to have that now. But yeah, I'm not sure how other people do it. Other people can like fly transatlantic routes, fly 12-hour flights. I can't sit on my desk for 12 hours. Well, they probably go AFK, they probably sleep. I don't know, I kind of lose momentum. My personal preference is flying those very short flights. Like when you're at cruise for like just 20 minutes, 30 minutes max. So it like that. Just match the track right there, the heading. You only follow 3 channels on Twitch. Me, Squirrel, and SES Software. Thanks, man. Yeah, traveling is nice. Get new experiences, get exposed to different culture, but yeah, this is quite nice as well.
Philippine 411 contact Tokyo Center on 132.6. Enjoy. Center on 132.6 Philippine 411.
So if I zoom out here,
Center Philippine 411 at
maximum,
flight level 320.
You can't even see
Philippine
top of the
411 good
yet.
morning. Radar contact.
Great to hear, man. Let's go and do that. The winds are not with us right now. 54 knot crosswind. How much headwind do we have? Maths with Clumsy. 466 minus 439, that's what? 27 knot headwind. Probably. Yikes. Thanks for following, guys. One thing I noticed in the Vulkan update, the shadows are a bit wonky. We don't have clear, that one. Yeah, see, very low textured shadows, very jaggy. In the older version, you can set some art controls for shadow parameters, increase the resolution or something. Now it doesn't work anymore. So I'm not sure what the alternative is, but right now we are getting those very wonky shadows. Is we seeing any flights? Let's go and check any airborne flights here. The only one is this Japan Airlines. 40 miles away, so we won't be able to see the guy. Wind components in progress, page 2. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's good to know. No need for maths, huh? Nice. Thank you. When are we supposed to request climb again? I think that's Bisig. Not quite there, so let's stay at 320. But we can go and plug in the descent forecast, I guess, since we have nothing else to do anyway. So tell me some stories, guys. I can spend more time chatting now. What currently games are you playing? Airports, not airports actually. Charts. That page. Descent. 310. 344 at 24. 270 at 11 knots and 241 at 7 knots. This will shift the top of descent a bit. Different calculations by the plane, but should help with the more accurate calculations, I think. Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. There you go. Looking good there. Cruise. 1,000 miles. Nautical miles. The top of descent. Yikes. It's going to take a while. I did notice some other bugs though. You might encounter some of them. Yeah, that one. I'm not sure what causes that. Even when I'm not accelerating the ground speed, I'm getting that flickering thing. I'm not sure if that's a plugin issue. Something else. Like, it depends on my camera angle. You see that? The entire landscape from afar is blinking out of existence. It's like the tiles have not loaded properly. You have the same flicker in beta. Ah, okay, maybe it's a beta thing. And for me also, I noticed there are some problems with some water tiles. Like, the sim is expecting some tiles for them, but it couldn't find them. So I'm getting that grid-like appearance in the water for like tiles not found. But in this case, we still have it, and look at the reflections in the water. Very nice indeed. It's a bit shiny. In this case, I think, without reshade, what we're seeing right now actually looks better. With reshade, is a bit too gloomy. Yeah, the performance is amazing. That beauty. Those clouds right there. So good. Ooh, interesting. Small island. That might be our island in Animal Crossing. And I'm just impressed with the Switch overall. It's just a very, how do you say, nimble device. The guys behind the design, they're genius. That you can like, convert it from like a console to a handheld in no loading times in that transition. It's just so smooth. It just works. I was actually tempted to buy another Switch Lite, just so Mrs. Clumsy and I can play together with different accounts. Because you can play in Animal Crossing
Philippine 411 contact Naha Center on 132.3. Have a good
in the
morning.
same console, but there are
Center
limitations.
on 132.3 Philippine 411.
Like you are limited, only one person can have an inventory. The other one will be like
Center
a
Philippine
follower.
411 at flight level 320.
And having two switches would
Philippine 411, good
unlock
morning.
all of those.
Radar contact.
I was very tempted, but I held off on it because I think it will be too much by then. And the Switch prices have skyrocketed since this quarantine period because all the people have been, well, not all, but you get what I mean. There's huge demand for consoles and gaming and technology, stuff you can do at home. So the prices have really skyrocketed, like almost double the price maybe. It's quite intense. There is an A350. I'm actually waiting for that because I think, I'm not sure if that's been released already. It's by Flight Factor. A350, but Tolis is cooperating with them. Tolis, the guys behind A321 and A319, my favorite plane, the A321. So they are working with Flight Factor, I think, to work on the computer systems, the navigation systems. So once that's done, and when they release that, I'll probably buy it because Tolis, I really trust their work. Finally, maybe get a chance to fly a wide-body aircraft. Yeah, I will not be able to watch a stream in the middle of the night. I'm a sleepyhead. I also still get those flickering clouds from time to time. That's always been a problem for me even in the older versions. And don't really know the fix there. They say it's a Lua. It's something with the scripts, but I almost have no scripts left. So I'm not exactly sure. Belize B742 and Rusky IL-18. Are those for X-Plane both? I'm not very familiar with planes. You can change your sleeping patterns almost on demand. Lucky you, I'm very limited about that. Look at that, guys. 106 knots. Very strong winds here. I don't feel it though, thankfully. Yeah. Our heading and track are very different. We are facing that way, that's the heading, but our track is this way. The way we're actually going. The direction we're actually going. And that's why you can see the heading right here is matching the magenta line. But you see on the ND, yeah, we're facing that way, but we are going this way, straight line. 215 is our track and 227 is our heading because of the wind. Very interesting when I learned that difference between track and heading and why that happens. That is science for you. But yeah, the Zeebo is an amazing plane. It can get a bit buggy if you try out the experimental versions like what we're doing now. There are a couple of bugs that pop up every now and then, but overall if you just stick with the full releases, it's a very stable plane. Although I think personally I prefer more the Airbuses. Nothing against the making of the Zeebo, it's just top notch and it's free, but I think I like the Airbus better in terms of the design philosophies, the ease of flying it. I think this is more of a classic. But the Airbus, it just seems to make more sense to me. Like if there's a warning, there would be something that is lighting up. Here you have something that's green, something that's blank, something that's red. Maybe not red, but yeah. It would be harder to spot if something is wrong. With the Airbus, usually everything is blanked out, and when something is wrong, something will pop up. So it would be easier to spot. You know, things like that. Maybe I just maybe I sort of transitioned to becoming an Airbus fan recently, because I really was a 737 guy before. Been watching Mentor Pilot, Flight Tech to Sim, and now who was that? I started watching V1 Simulations, who is a real Airbus pilot. So getting a lot of inputs there, learning a lot from that one. The wind blows the plane in the right direction. Yes, so you can imagine it because the wind is coming from the, what is that, 268 is coming from the west, right? So if the wind is coming, so we're headed this way, straight up. The wind is coming from here, blowing that way. You can imagine this fin as like the sail of a boat. That's like the most, that's where the wind would smash against. Maybe smash is not the right term. But you can imagine when the wind hits that, it would push the fin to the left, right? That's why the plane is moving like that, because the wind is hitting it and it's pushing it away. So it's interesting. Why are you always asking how long left, OM? Thanks, Alex. So normally when it's when the wind is coming from in front, it would blow opposite where it's coming from. Computational fluid dynamics. Oh no. That's way beyond my pay grade. So what would happen if I switch to command B? Okay, maybe not that one. Okay, everything good again? Okay, I think we are still in command. Alright, that's good. Yeah. Go ahead and sleep already, OM. No need to stay. I'll catch you on YouTube and on Discord. Hey, blah.
Philippine 411 contact Naha Center on 119.3. Enjoy your morning.
How are you, man?
Center on 119.3 Philippine 411.
We are doing good here. Have we passed Bisig already? Not yet.
Center Philippine 411 at flight level 320.
We are on cruise.
Philippine 411, good morning. Radar contact.
Those sounds. Oh, there's an airport right there. Actually, there are two of them. Nice. Actually, there are three of them. Wow, where are we? Let's go to the map and check it out. We are in Japan, but I can't read that. There is an option for AVTab to enable the airport overlay, so you get dots in the ICAO codes of the airports, but sometimes it crashes for me, so I don't want to do it. Let's see, maybe we can see it from here. Oh, everything is in Japanese. I have no chance of reading through that. The A350 is your new favorite. Yeah. I really like that plane. I would love to fly it. So I'm looking forward to that update from Tolis in FF. Testing out new graphics settings on all your games. Wow! What GPU did you get, Blah? I bet you're excited for Hunter. So what GPU did you have and what do you have now? Perfect for that lockdown period. GG. You would check airport ICAO codes by using APT on ND. I do have that one. I'm just lazy because I would have to zoom in. Let's see if I can still find some of them. Actually, it's not bad. Yeah. And then we can plug that in here like Rock J. Romeo Oscar Kilo Juliet. Let's see what country that is in. Kumejima, Japanese. No other information though. It's fine. You don't have a favorite plane. My favorite right now is the A321 because that's what I have been able to fly. So I know more about it. I would like to try an A330 and an A350. You had the 1032 gigs. Now you have a 1660 Super 6 gigs. Nice! Hunter looks amazing. Max settings at 1080. Goodness, congrats. No more super low 1080p 30, all 60 FPS now. Wow. The 1660 is even better than the... Where does it go in the 10 versus the 1070 and 1080? Is it better than those two? Not sure, Jay. Maybe I just said something similar to your name. You're a fan of the 777. Plane rendered the A340 effectively used. I'm not familiar with the A340. The 787 Dreamliner, yeah. The 777 is very nice. Flown a couple of flights that in real life. Very smooth. Looks cool and has those... What is the biggest engines? Is it a 777 or an A350? But I think both of those planes have huge engines, right? Gigantic engines. These are like miniature in comparison. Yeah, this one is what I'm having. You can see the tiling now. And if I look at the log, I would see that it would say tile does not exist for these coordinates. But then there should be no tiles here because this is just water. And I tried looking at my directories. There is no file that represents this. So I'm not sure if it's a bug in the beta. Bit weird. A340, It's flying in the Matrix. Yeah, the open ocean's blocky. I think it's an homage to Minecraft or something. You've not seen weird water with the testing. I'm not so sure why that happens. But yeah, it says something in the log. Maybe I can open it. Log.txt. Let me see. Warning for missing scenery file. Yeah, I'm getting those. So I'm not sure why. Didn't get that before. Minecraft, there you go. The new 777 engine is so big you can fit a 737 fuselage inside it. Oh really? Wow. Goodness. So this one, if we go front view, that's how large the engine is? Goodness. How are we doing? Basic is up next. Okay. So let me show you another feature of Pilot to ATC. I've gotten some comments saying they like the ATC but they don't like to speak. And some people like to speak, some people don't have mics, so they just want an ATC but don't want to speak into that. You've seen that we can already do like some kind of co-pilot system where he takes care of the readbacks and the frequency changes. That can easily be set up here in the config. In the... where was it? Speech, was it? Yeah, speech. Co-pilot options, response to radio and changes frequencies. But in addition to that, you can actually go for speech assistant right here. And for example,
Philippine
request...
411 contact Naha Center on 123.9er. Have a good morning. Center on 123.9er Philippine 411.
So he will switch the frequency and then he'll
Center Philippine
report our
411 at
altitude.
flight level 320.
Right, Mr. Approach.
Philippine
Thanks for being here. Thanks for the
411,
inputs, man.
good morning.
Glad to see you
Radar
here.
contact.
And hope to see you again sometime soon. Thanks for the follow, man. Appreciate it. Have a good night. I'm assuming it's night there. GE engine. Ah, I see. Cool. Thanks for the info, Wise Man. Interesting stuff. So we have this request to altitude. That's what we'll be doing. Request climb to. But you can see it says here flight level 320. We want to customize that. So then we need to hit this say it plus, which will pop up another window right here where we can form phrases. So we can say request to altitude, request climb, and it will fill out the default values in there. But instead of flight level 320, we can customize that and we can say 340, enter flight level 340, and then load that up, and then we can have him say that. So that's how it works with the Pilot to ATC application. Very useful stuff. When you cannot speak directly, or when you're having trouble with
Philippine
ATC
411, you are
understanding.
off course. Turn right heading 234 to return to course.
Heading
Really?
234 Philippine 411.
Set it B. It's missing with the ocean. Yeah, I turned it off because it was not working. Yeah, it's frozen because the browser thing crashed in OBS and I could not refresh it. I'm not sure if there's a way to refresh the browser. Refresh browser when the scene becomes active. Ah, I think that works. Let me try the same in alert. Okay, I think that works. That's it? Not really. I have no clue, guys. Maybe it's Streamlabs that has a problem. Max out Elite Dangerous graphics. Yeah, that's amazing. And yet Elite is actually pretty optimized, but that you can maximize the Hunter, that's I think mind-blowing for me. And sorry, did someone answer about 1070 and 1080 versus 1660? Does anyone know how those compare? Refresh browser source at the bottom of the settings. I think I did that. Refresh cache of current page. Maybe that can work. Can someone type in again? Well, the text is no longer there, but nothing pops up either. 1060, 1660, 1070. Ah, really? I thought the 1660 would be better than a 1070 because of the number. Oh, but it's a 60. I see what you mean. Yeah, it's like 16 series, but 60. So it makes sense that 1070 would still be a bit ahead. Okay, so once we reach BSIG, I will go back to default speed because we'll work with ATC. Thanks. Refreshing browser source when it becomes active will only work when you change scenes. Bit lower than a 1070. I see. But it has GDDR6. I see. In terms of price, is it more affordable? There's a Philippine Airlines flight there. Cool. Have a master caution light here. That's the center fuel tank. Good. Center fuel tank has been completely used up. Well, almost. 10 kilos left. So many different GPUs in the same general area. That's true. Let's go and save this. So in case we crash, not everything is lost. BSIG, 3 miles away. Alright, let's slow down. Was it really BSIG or did I just confuse that? It is BSIG, okay, good. Alright, there we go. So after crossing BSIG, we request that guy, say it. Load it. Say it.
Philippine 411 request climb to 340.
Flight level.
Philippine 411 climb and maintain flight level 340.
Climb and maintain flight level 340 Philippine 411.
Nice. Right. And then we hit Alt Enter Vent to set our new cruising altitude to flight level 340. You can see it right there. And now we're starting our climb again. Oh good. 2 hours 34 minutes. RIP 2020 on screen chat died today. Yeah, I'm not sure. You know what? Since we have time, might as well do that. Let me go and open Streamlabs, see if it's working.
Thousand to go.
Let me have a look. Okay. Okay. All widgets. Chat box.
Contact control 126.1, goodbye. 126.1,
Can someone type something? Let's see if that works. Yeah, that one works. Yeah, that one. No. So I think it's something wrong with OBS. I think the entire browser thing doesn't work anymore. Have a good night, OM. Catch you tomorrow. No problemo. So maybe what I can do is I can load the... Yeah, I think so too, blah. Probably right. Let's do a makeshift thing here. How does that look? Ugly as heck, maybe. The thing is, I have to make that always on top because once I click on explain, it will be gone. Yeah. Well, until then, that can work. Okay, and we are at flight level 340 again. That was fast. So we can accelerate the time again. 387, 0258. Maybe we can do with 8 times ground speed. Let's see if it will be stable that way.
Philippine 411 contact Manila Center on 119.3. Enjoy your morning.
Center
Okay.
on 119.3 Philippine 411.
Oh, it's not stable. Let's stick to 4x.
Center Philippine 411 at flight level 340.
That's okay.
Philippine 411, good morning.
Different
Radar
personalities.
contact.
Oh, finally we can see the top of the descent right there. That's what I put in. The fix I put in, if you look here, the fix I put in is at 102 miles away from runway 06. That's the one right there. But actually, top of descent is very far away from the thing. Usually when I put in that fix, the top of descent would almost always be very near that. Maybe I did some wrong calculations today. 34 times 3. 34 times 3. That is 102. Okay, fine. Right, 4 times ground speed. This is new. I never noticed this before. I didn't look at it at all. But do we see it changing here? Oh, not. Maybe when autopilot is doing it, it's not registering here. Maybe it's only for manual controls.
Philippine 411, you are off course. Turn right heading 230 to return to course. Heading 230 Philippine 411.
Not really. Let's just ignore him. Welcome back, OM. I knew you couldn't resist. The tiles are back. I don't have an explanation why sometimes the tiles are gone. Maybe I have to do a rechecking integrity.
Philippine 411, you are off course. Turn right heading 230 to return to course.
Fine, I'll follow.
Heading 230 Philippine 411.
I don't get it. Welcome back, Scotsman. What are you doing right now? What are you spending your time on? More trains? Or testing out other games? Amsterdam? Man, I absolutely love those reflections. If we finish early, maybe we can fly a bit with the TBM 900. Actually, I'd like that. Just a little bit of free flight.
343 kilometers 380. This is 343, the contact report for Delta. Report at base, can they free contact?
So even with this accelerated ground speed, no stutters whatsoever. Even when I take screenshots, we don't have stutters anymore. So cool. Sleeping till midday. Do you have classes, OM? How does it work in your place? Direct to polio. Ah, that's a bit different. I see. That's why it's complaining, because it's expecting that we go direct to polio here. When in the FMC, we are expected to traverse these 3 waypoints still.
Philippine 411 resume navigation. Resume navigation Philippine 411.
Direct to polio, LNAV. That's what it's expecting us to do. And we have headwinds all the way. Dang it. 4 a.m. Goodness. Have a good night, wise man. Catch you tomorrow, man. Do some trucking tomorrow. Yeah, really happy. 308, yikes. My parents would not let me stay that long. I remember when I was a kid, my parents would always tell me, time to sleep, time to sleep, time to sleep. It would be repeated, and Mrs. Clumsy knows about it, so sometimes she teases me. She repeats the same phrase that my parents used to tell me when I stay up late. Oftentimes though, she doesn't even have to tell me anymore, because I sleep immediately. I'm a sleepyhead. Let's go and put in the charts here. Arrival would be Polio 3 Romeo, that one. Approach would be ILS 06. So we'd be coming from here, Polio, above flight level 160 to Mandi, above 5,700. Yeah, that's pretty consistent. Okay, and then to Yani, max 230 knots. Yeah, that looks good. Alright, cool. I'll text your mother now. Yikes. Hopefully she doesn't watch Twitch. We should be able to see ourselves here. There we are, outside the chart. Looking good. And we can start already, because I've been flying to Manila for quite some time. I know now that the VOR is actually 114.4. And let's activate those. 1 sec. Not ILS. Should be VOR. Activate those. Is that in range already? No, not yet. We're still not in range of Manila VOR. That's fine. And we should also be able to see here 109.1, 62. Course would be 62. It's a bit early actually to set this up, because in reality ATC might give us a different approach, but since we don't have much to do anyway, might as well fiddle with some stuff. 10910. There you go. And let's have a look at the 0 at 3 knots. Winds are calm. Visibility is not so good though. Yikes, only 8,000 meters visibility. A bit foggy. Partly cloudy it says. Altimeter 1013. It's pretty much standard. 4. You're in it now. We have started getting into the ortho photos. You can see the clouds merging with the mountains. They have imperfections in there. Ah, there we go. Manila VOR is now in range. DME 166. Cool. That's nice. So top of descent is at Polio right there. Probably ATC will give us some crossing instructions. Cross Polio at, I don't know, flight level 170 or something like that. We'll plug that in the FMC later, and we'll let the plane do the descent for us. You're teaching OM a very hard lesson right now. Some tough love. Beautiful clouds. Too much clouds on that point though. Remind me to save as we do our final approach, so that I can redo the landing. Because I think I most probably will need to.
Philippine 411 expect the Poly 3 Romeo arrival with the Polio transition for the ILS approach to runway 06 at Ninoy Aquino International cleared direct Polio. Expect the Poly 3 Romeo arrival with the Polio transition for the ILS approach to runway 06 cleared direct Polio Philippine 411.
That's usually the time when we would do all the ILS stuff, the ILS tuning. What happened to the on-screen chat? It died. OBS was playing tricks. Yani and then Dagat above 5,000. Do we have that? Yani above 5, Dagat above 5,000? Indeed. Okay, cool. Beautiful. That one is not. Broken tiles. Jumped out on takeoff. Yikes. Oh, that's a nice emote. Actually, I think that's the same font that I use. Oh, it looks a bit different. Very nice. Oh no. We're doing good over here. Cabin altitude is at
Philippine 411 descend to cross Polio at
7,000
flight level
feet.
320, then descend via the Poly 3 Romeo arrival with the Polio transition to 2,500 feet. QNH is 1013 at Ninoy Aquino International. Will cross Polio at flight level 320, then descend via the Poly 3 Romeo arrival with the Polio transition to 2,500 feet. QNH is 1013 Philippine 411.
2,500. We reached it just in time before reaching the top of descent.
Philippine 411 slow to 250 knots or less.
Yeah, that's a bit
Wilco
weird.
Philippine 411.
We have 250 there in Polio a while ago, but the FMC did not decide that. And also, it seems like it did not descend for us. So let's say 320. So 320. Ah, never mind. Let's just go and start the descent. Altitude intervent. And let the plane catch up for us. I think we'll need some speed brakes here. Thank you for following. Welcome to the channel. And did the follow notification just work? I think it works again. At least I heard it.
Philippine 411 slow to 250 knots or less. Wilco Philippine 411.
That is not working properly. Descent. Actually 210. 250 Polio, but it's not following it. Okay, now it is. Okay, good. Good. You heard the notification sound. Cool, I heard it too. Thanks for following, guys. Welcome to the channel. Feel free to join us in chat. Sorry, I'm a bit fumbling around with the controls here because I almost missed my cue right here. There we go, 250 knots finally. The plane is following. Looking good. We are 1,200 feet above, but we are catching up. Speeding up our descent. Never mind OM. That's just how we roll here. They're teaching you a very valuable lesson. I have to have fun. Japan Airlines ahead of us, 20 miles ahead. Too bad we can't see anything from the TCAS. Preparing safe space. That would be great. And now we are catching up with the vertical plan. Nice. Right on track. Cool, and we're starting to go below the speed at which we want to go, so stow the speed brakes. Normally I heard that when they deploy the speed brakes, their hand would stay on it so that they would not forget that they have speed brakes up. Oh, someone's getting close to us. for a change. Look at the differences here. I think that this is Google, one of it is Bing, satellite images or something. Oh, there's the plane. You guys see it? Plane spotting. It's what plane is that? I think it's a 787. What code is 789? Cool. Flight level 137, and looks like he is climbing on the way back to Japan, I guess. Cool stuff. Actually crossing below us. Maybe let's align the heading like so. So many planes. Eventually, we would get there again.
Philippine 411 contact Manila approach on 119.7, enjoy your morning. Approach on 119.7 Philippine 411.
We are 35 miles away.
Approach Philippine 411 descending to 2,500 feet.
35 miles straight path though,
Philippine
like
411,
this.
good morning.
But we're taking
Radar
the
contact.
long way
Continue
around.
descent via the Poly 3 Romeo arrival. For the ILS approach to runway 06 at Ninoy Aquino International.
Continue descent via the Poly 3 Romeo arrival. For the ILS approach to runway 06 Philippine 411.
Cebu Pacific, all Cebu Pacific. Oh no, there's the one PAL flight there. Oh, I miss our Cebu Pacific livery. Almost there. Should have actually increased bank angle to 25 degrees again when descending 30,000 feet. Canadian flight when I get employed by a Canadian airline. What's the best Canadian airline, Scotsman? SIPS traffic mod. Yeah, it does look like it, huh? Negative 1 degree Celsius here at 20,000 feet above. How cold is it right now, guys, where you are in? It's spring now, right? My German friend is reporting very good weather. They were like enjoying the outdoors, the garden and stuff. .9, 3.5, vertical speed 2000 would be the ideal. Not really, it's 1615, probably reading that wrong. Oh, that reminds me, we should prepare for landing. Performance landing, let's have a look. Progress would be 5.0 fuel right now, 4.8 when we reach Manila airport, so 0.2 difference. So in init ref I should put in 64.1. Usually we go 30-degree flaps, but let's plug that in here. So landing weight would be 64.1, and the runway 06 flaps 30. Conditions are dry. Wind is oh crap, they actually changed to 806 knots now. So actually the better runway to use is the runway 24, because now we have 5 knots of tailwind. I'm not sure what is the maximum amount of tailwind you can land with, but definitely this is not optimal. But I think we can still manage it. Auto brakes 2 should be enough. If you look at that performance landing thing, Auto brakes 2 should land us there. Auto brakes 3 actually would be the best. Might be a bit too hard on the brakes though. I guess that can work. 6 degrees in London, 1 degree there. Wow. Pretty cold. I called dibs already. You'll see what you come up with tomorrow. If I can make it work, that is. How are we? Okay, approaching Mandy. Zoom in here. Diesel point coming up ahead. It's fine. You know what I realized? We actually didn't let our passengers go the entire trip. They must have been holding it in for hours now. Rip. I hope they have their own mags. Was it a mag? I keep forgetting the fancy term for a diaper. The astronaut term for a diaper. Don't blame me if your seat is wet. Grafeco, no. Grafeco with bunny ears. Yikes. 1013 approach. Doing that steady left turn. Love it. Oh, that looks so good, doesn't it? That deserves a photo right there. Beautiful. And then I also have those markers, 15 5-mile markers, because I usually try and start setting up around 15 miles, and by 5 miles I would like to be almost fully set up for landing, so those are just visual cues, so I have a better idea what I'm heading into. Hey flyboy! Altimeter setting indeed, although in this case it's the same 1013, but you are right. Welcome to the stream. How are you? Do you usually fly as well? What's your favorite plane to fly? Man, that looks great, doesn't it? And silky smooth. Thank you, Vulkan. Live long and prosper. Different Vulkan. That is so good. One sec, I need to take a photo of that. Beautiful shot. Flip it a little. Nice. Yeah, looks like we have our thumbnail photo. 10,000 feet. Let's go ahead and get our landing lights. Looks like we are speeding up a bit. Let's get those speed brakes in. Winds are not so good. Crap. At least I have an excuse if we land very bad. The weather just turned on us. I wonder how it works when they are given when the situation changes like this. ATC will switch runways, active runways. How do they track, how do they route the incoming planes? Would they be given vectors? Would they be assigned new approach or new arrivals? I would guess that's something along those lines. Because we could request, we can try that, yeah. That would probably be nice. Let's try it. So let's go and say request approach. So Philippine 411 inbound at 7,600 feet. Request ILS approach runway. And let's change this one to 4. Or actually, one sec, huh? There are other stuff here. Runway 06. Maybe we can extend that a bit. ILS approach. ILS approach. Ah, there we go. Request radar vectors to ILS runway 24. There you go. Perfect. So let's say we want a better landing. Runway 24. Philippine 411 inbound at 6,700. Request radar vectors to ILS 24. Let's say.
Philippine 411 inbound at 6,700. Request radar vectors for ILS to 24.
Philippine 411 radar contact. Turn right heading 172 vectors to the ILS approach for runway 06 at Ninoy Aquino International. Descend and maintain 4,000 feet.
Heading 172 vectors to the ILS approach for runway 06. Descend and maintain 4,000 feet. Philippine 411.
Why is it still going at 06? I might have broken pilot to ATC. We'll see. 5 hours 3 minutes. Okay, now I'm not sure where they're asking us to land. Not sure now. Well, we'll see.
Philippine 411 turn right heading 177.
Heading 177 Philippine 411.
Okay. And then we can switch to ILS. This is still ILS 406. Not sure if they heard me or they just decided to ignore what I'm saying. Let's go VS here. They did tell us to go to 4,000 feet. What's happening here? So many things happening. Auto brakes are set. Let's admire the reflections before we do this.
Philippine 411 turn left heading 172.
Heading 172 Philippine 411.
Sure thing. So what's the VREF? 147 plus 5, 152. So if she makes us do a left turn here, then I'm
Philippine
going to assume
411 turn left heading 151 descend and maintain 3,500 feet.
Heading 151 descend and maintain 3,500 feet Philippine 411.
Okay. It is a runway 06 landing still. She didn't listen to us. Fine. Flaps 5 should be good. I am seeing the ILS. ILS, DME 16.8, we have the glide slope, we have the localizer, and we lower the...
Philippine 411 cleared for ILS to runway 06, fly heading 09 to intercept final descent and maintain 2,500 feet.
Cleared for ILS approach to runway 06, fly heading 09 descend and maintain 2,500 feet. Philippine 411.
Nice. Alright, I think we're good here. Lots of clouds. Once that localizer becomes a full magenta line, should be good. There we go. For look. They have not made the switch to tower yet.
Philippine
Localizer is
411
captured.
QNH is 1013 at Ninoy Aquino International Contact Tower on 118.1. Enjoy your morning.
Thank you.
QNH is 1013 tower on 118.1. Philippine 411.
Good.
Radar United.
Tower Philippine 411 inbound for ILS approach runway 06.
Philippine 411 good morning. Radar contact. Continue ILS to runway 06, call when established on final.
Will do.
Continue ILS to runway 06, will call when established on final. Philippine 411.
Flaps 5. Let's go and set up the other things. Speed brakes are armed. Engine start to continuous. Let's turn on those runway turn off and taxi lights as well. What else? Auto brakes are set. Am I missing something? We will know soon enough. Am I the first officer? Question mark, question mark, question mark. I am, yes. So if you look in, oh, I can't look at it now, but in a pilot's life I am indeed the first officer. So we are simulating just that. You see the glide slope coming alive. So we should be able to set flaps to 10. That would slow us down a bit more. And we can go landing gear down and approach so we can capture the glide slope. Is that the plane headed straight to us? Towards us? Or is that guy just landing as well? Where the heck did that come from? There we go, we've captured it.
Philippine 411 established on final for ILS runway 06.
Philippine 411 winds are 281 at 6 knots, cleared to land runway 06.
Cleared to land runway 06. Philippine 411.
Flaps 15. Flaps 30. And since we've captured the glide slope, we can increase this to missed altitude, which is 4,000 feet. Looking good. Alright, now that we are fully set up, I can actually save this flight so we can repeat from this point and make sure that we manage a decent landing. Let's go enable that. Have a good night, Scotsman. Catch you tomorrow. Close his eyes. Oh no. This is not very good social distancing practice, having this plane right in front of us. I hope he goes around, because I won't. We have been cleared to land. Overtake. Right, everything is running manual now. I hope I don't forget what I need to do. It's a bit sharp.
400.
Oh crap, this is wrong. Let me try and correct it.
200. Approaching minimums.
Oh, it's bad.
100. Minimums.
Sorry guys. Missed the mark.
40. 30. 20.
Forever landing.
10.
But at least if we get a nice landing.
Philippine 411 exit runway when able.
No one saw anything. I blame the tailwind. Maybe not. We'll do that again, for sure. Idle reversers. Switch to manual braking. Spoilers did deploy, thank you. Yeah, I have a hard time following the glide slope on the 737. I don't know, just not used to it anymore. Not used to trimming and everything. Is that my skin? Close enough, huh? Cool. Maybe we should have turned off the landing lights here.
Clear of active Philippine 411.
Philippine 411 contact, ground on 121.35. Enjoy your morning.
Ground on 121.35 Philippine 411.
We'll land and then we'll load it up so I can do a more acceptable job. Rinse and repeat. I should be doing something. That's the one. We'll just park wherever. Nice flight. You got on board 61, got off 52. I think the squishy emote would fit perfectly right now. He had perfect position, should have shot him down. Yeah. Why is it flickering all over the place? Doesn't happen usually. Flaps up actually. Can clean up the plane. Set that.
Nippon Cargo 108, Monitor Tower 118 dismounting. 118 Good day.
Actually, maybe I shouldn't finish. Because the problem with loading the plane, it's a bit finicky at times. If you don't have your engine started and you load the plane airborne, it has a hard time making sure that your engines are running properly. So I think I will end the flight here. Let's have a look what the Pilot's Life gave us as a score. Is that 219 feet per minute? Yeah, I'll take that. That's decent enough XP. I'll take it. Good. Alright, so let's repeat that, guys. Let's Let's do this thing. Load.
2,500.
And that's how it works. Just like that. So yeah, quite bad landing, but we have an opportunity to try again and again and again. So everything looks good. Engines are working. Everything is ready for landing. That is just off-schedule descent. That's just one of the bugs when you're loading a flight. Let me go closer here. Okay, let's see how this works.
1,000.
1,000 feet, stabilized, Mr. Perchance, descent.
Since I don't have good visibility, I'm going to rely mostly on the PFD, the glide slope. Looking at the runway from time to time. Catch up to it. Looks good.
500.
Left here. Go a bit.
400.
I'm losing it. That plane is in my way though.
300.
Looks good.
200.
I can take that.
Minimums.
Not in center though.
100. Minimums. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
I'll take that. Oh no! Yeah. Thank goodness there's no conflict in there. There's no clipping. I'll take that. I don't know. I'll probably not land decently again with the 737, but I'll take it. You were waiting for an explosion. Let's have a look at that. Not center line at all, not in the landing zone at all, but goodness. It was a nice flight. From here, everything was looking good. But yeah, we missed it. We were descending too slow. Actually, it didn't look half bad. Let's do it from here. And even the replays feel silky smooth now. No more stutters when you do that. Even when you jump places. Very nice. Oh, that's SM. I think the skill that I need to work on is the trimming. I still have a hard time doing a proper trim. That's why when I fly with the Airbus, I fly better because you don't need to trim in an Airbus. That removes that whole equation. In here you have to trim properly so that you get a consistent descent. Nice. Alright. So we'll try and make it to the terminal and then we'll end the stream. Why did I stop in the middle of the runway? That looked very good, yes. I think I will just need to remove the landing plugin so it doesn't look that bad. Let's blame the tailwind, shall we? This feels like it happened before. Deja vu. Just 1 hour and 54 minutes left in the stream. Age. What if there was a flight attendant simulator MP? I think I will have a very hard time then, having those two as my customers. Oh, it's a standoff, guys. Who will give way? Who knows? But it won't be me. I was actually studying the charts here, and we actually should have gone to the... We should have exited on much earlier, so we actually ended in a non-ideal, we slowed down in a non-ideal spot. So if you look at the runway here, this is where we should have exited. Romeo 1. There. Do I see it? Actually, I don't see it there. Interesting. Maybe the airport isn't accurately modeled. And actually, the guy stopped for me. That's interesting. Is that an A350, guys? Or an A330 maybe? Oh, you should be asleep. True. Tequila, please. You guys will consume all the tequila. Where should we be parking this thing? Yeah, Romeo 1 should be right here. I think it hasn't been modeled in. Yeah, Romeo 2 is there, I think, but Romeo 1 there should be. I think I remember a request for that in the forums. Someone requested to the decoded pilot who made this airport. They made a request to him to add that quick turn off Romeo 1 taxiway. Hey Swappy, glad you made it, man. Better late than never. How are you? Bag of nuts, please. Oh no. We're doomed. What I like to hear is the spooling off of engines as we arrive at the taxi at the gate. Start the APU and turn off the engines in the jet gate. Oh, I keep forgetting that thing attaches. So let's do just that. Let's do a proper parking, even if you couldn't manage a proper landing. Should be able to park in one of these gates. Still in lockdown till 3rd May. Yeah, same here. Same here, man. Hang tight. How are you doing at home? Do you have everything you need there? Yeah, we have the same here. This should be good enough. Very nice turn. I noticed that the 737 is heavier though. I'm not sure if it's like that in real life, but when you are at idle, you're barely moving. In the A319 and A321, even if you're idle, you're pushing forward. So you really have to do a lot of braking. Let's just line up here. We should be right in the middle here, I think. Yes, indeed. And now it's just a matter of looking at that marker right there until it tells us to stop.
Tower Japan 3082, runway 16 left.
Come on. Let me park in peace.
Japan 3082, runway 16 left, continue approach.
There we go. Perfect. Brakes and parking brake. Let's go ahead and turn the APU on. We need a bleed. Fine. And now we can turn off the engines. And the gates are coming. Yes. Clumsy landing indeed. Arrived in one piece though. So that should be accomplishment enough. And we should be good to go. Does that work? There we go. We're in GPU again. Anti-collision lights off. Turn off the lights. And everything else is just about cleaning up. But yeah, I don't think I'll go through all the motions anymore. You know the drill. Thank you for hanging out with me this 3 hours. We did it. Oh, look at that. This is nice contrast. This is how the default X-Plane looks like. And when you get that reshade effect going in, the lighting is much more crisp. Not as washed out. Love it. Alright. No, I don't see anything, Swappy. I also don't see, you should have a GG logo. A CG logo. Maybe it didn't push through? Maybe you can try again. But thanks though. Appreciate it. Anyway, thank you for watching, guys. We'll end it there. Glad to be back. Thanks for being here. And catch you guys tomorrow for some trucking. Bit of a different feel. Yeah, I think we're good. Have a great night. Have a good one. And catch you tomorrow. Clumsy flying, guys. Bye-bye. You can go to sleep now. Thanks, Jack, J, Swappy, Alex, Patrick, and everybody else who might be in the stream. Have a good one, guys. Bye. Just 2 more hours. Yes, exactly.